Hello everyone, Judy from Coffee, Cookies, and Books. And today what we're going to do is book haul number 1. And I'll explain that on the other side. So wonderful to see all of you returning in, new visitors. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a book haul. But what I've done is I am splitting it into 3 videos. Now, I'll explain a little bit. I do have quite a lot of books. It's been about, I would say, almost 3 months since I did the last one. It was right at the very beginning of January. I've only been doing YouTube since, I guess, October. And I've only been creating a physical TBR, I would say, maybe a few months before that I started. Previously, all I read was ebooks, and I really wanted to read a lot more specific books and found that I really need the physical books. I much prefer the physical books. I think I've mentioned before, I'm 64, so I come from an age where the books are where I learned to read physically. So the digital reading is, just something that I've done, say, over the last, I don't know, dozen years. And I used to have a fair amount of physical books, not a ton, but a fair amount. And when I moved from Toronto to Hamilton, all my books were misplaced. Don't know where they went. They just disappeared into La La Land. And so I basically was starting from scratch. And I have taken every opportunity I can to use places that have them for sale, all of Amazon's sales. Now, there are some that obviously I have not, but we'll get into that. So what I've done is I've split it into 3 sections. So the first section that I'm going to do today is Book of the Month and Aardvark, which is brand new for me, romance books, sci-fi, and 1 nonfiction. Then the other 2 videos, one will be centered around simply thrillers, horror, mystery, crime. So that will be 1 video, another one. And then my final video will be my fantasy book video. So I think that, splitting them up that way makes the videos not quite as long because I do tend to go on a lot. But I am also not going to give a ton of description of the books. Many of the books you've probably seen before, some you may not. I will show you them and just explain which genre they fall under. Okay, so that's our plan for today. Today we're going to do I guess we would call the various genres that don't have a ton of books with them, except for maybe Book of the Month is large because it's several months because I haven't done a video in a while. All right, so let's get started with the first ones that I want to do, which we're going to talk about the Book Club Book of the Month and Aardvark. So I left the Aardvark in the box because it's the first time I've ever received it. Now, I had some shipping issues with it, so it shipped on the 5th, and I got it yesterday, which was the 19th, I can't remember what day it is today. Oh, that's pretty bad. Yeah, so it was the 19th. Today's 20th. So it took quite a long time. Now, I will give them credit. They contacted me. I didn't even have to contact them and told me there was a problem with my shipment. Obviously, they can track it on their end, which is fantastic. They told me just to hang on. They got back to me a little bit later and they said they've located the box. It's going to go in under the original tracking number, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, I tracked it. Now, the box did arrive damaged. So I was a little concerned. And you could feel that the books literally fill it right up. So it had a split. It has a split in the side there, split in the side there. I was a little concerned. Didn't have to be. The books are in perfect condition. So I was very excited about that. Now, just give me a minute. I need to put some glasses on because I cannot read what's on these books without my glasses. So I'm just going to put some glasses on. Hopefully the light isn't going to cause too many issues. A little smudgy. There we go. Okay. So in the box, you get a little card that, has their the books that are up this month on the front, and you know, to join their TikTok, which I won't do because I don't have TikTok, don't like TikTok, won't use it. Just a personal thing, not crazy about it. Then of course I got 2 bookmarks. Not sure why I got 2. Maybe because I bought 2 books, and it's got its little saying on the side. I am part of a very exclusive club. You know when you know you know. If you know you know. Oh, God. I'm not very good with all those sayings. Anyways, yes, if you know you know. So this is the on the front of it. I'm not sure it's going to focus in on that, but anyway, so that I thought that was really cute. I mean, the bookmarks are cute. I'll be frank, I probably won't use these. I don't like the little things sticking out of my books. So probably not, but they are very cute. Okay, so then in the box. So this month, the reason I joined Aardvark, now I have looked at Aardvark's site just about every month and haven't particularly found anything of interest. But this month, they had 2 books I wanted, and they're both thrillers. So the first one is brand new, this out this month, which is The Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. I've wanted to try one of his books for quite some time. See a lot of people who are into thrillers talk about it, and I reviewed this in my video on what was coming up in March, and did indicate that I was very interested in this one. So when I saw that Aardvark had it, I thought, well, it's a good opportunity to join. Now, it doesn't mean, you know, I'm going to get books every month, but I thought it was a great opportunity to join. And this is about, has to do with Blackfeet Indians and vampires, and from a story from a diary in 1912. Yeah. So I believe that the story kind of starts from there, but then goes into our time. So really looking forward to putting that on my TBR. And then the other one that I really, really wanted that I've seen mentioned by quite a few people is You Are Fatally Invited by Andy Pliego. I really wanted this one. Loved the sound of it. I think it has a bit of a And Then There Were None sort of feel to it. Agatha Christie. Just the idea of it sounded really great. And when I saw that Aardvark had it, I was like, okay, so I'm going to take my opportunity to join. And then going forward, you know, I'll skip months just like I would with Book of the Month. So that's what I got from Aardvark. So let's go. Let's get rid of this box. We'll just pop it down here. So let's talk about all the books that I've gotten over the last several months from Book of the Month. Now, I waited on a few of these for reviews, and people were talking about them, and it generated more interest in me to want to read them. And these first, well, I would say that maybe the first 3 in particular kind of fall under that category. The first one is The Wedding People by Alison Espach. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it or not. Apologize if it's wrong. So I have, of course, seen this reviewed by a ton of people, but there's one particular person that I follow. I think her, I will tag her below, but it's Emily Fox, but I think it's Books with Emily Fox. And I love her videos because she reads a huge genre of books. And it surprised me when she put this on her best of 2024. She really loved this book. You know, her, along with several other people who I do follow and I do respect their opinions, really liked the book, the story, the premise behind it. I think it deals with a lot of mental depression issues and that sort of thing. And I just thought it sounded like a great book. So I did finally get it. I just put it as one of my add-ons with Book of the Month. Did not get it when it initially came out. And that was the reason, because I was kind of waiting on that. But yeah, so I thought, well, time to get that one. So we will do that one. Then the next one, which was similar kind of idea, is Water Moon by Samantha Soto Yambo. Now, I've seen mixed reviews on this one. But the premise of the story sounds lovely. And the people who liked it, or even were middle of the road, are people that I typically do like a lot of their books. So I thought the books that they refer. So I thought to myself, well, you know what? I'm going to give this one a try. It sounds like it's a bit of fantasy. Backstreet in Tokyo lies a pawn shop, but not everyone can find it. Most will see a cozy ramen restaurant. Only the chosen few, those who are lost, will find a place to pawn their life choices and deepest regrets. Now, what I understand is the daughter comes and she works with it. Something works in the pawn shop with her father. Her father goes missing. Something stolen from the shop. Anyways, it sounds, so it's got definitely fantasy elements built into it. I thought, well, I would give it a try. And it is probably one of the most beautiful covers I have ever seen in my life. Not being one who buys something because the cover's pretty, I do like to wait to see what people have to say about it. So that one's going to go on TBR. The next one is a romance. Now, that's First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. Now, I've never read any books by B.K. Borison. I know that a very popular author, lots of romance, but again, it's contemporary romance. Not typically my thing. I lean more towards this romantic suspense. But I've got a few in here which kind of fit in that category. So I thought, well, you know what? I'll give it a try. And one of the reasons that I decided to go with it is because it is kind of built along the premise of Sleepless in Seattle. And that is one of my favorite all-time movies. I mean, that was made during my years of growing up. And I just loved that movie so, so much. I mean, I was a huge Meg Ryan fan anyway, but that was a fantastic movie. And so I thought, well, we'll give this one a shot. I didn't buy it right when it first came out. I think I just bought it just in the last box. But yeah, well, we'll see how that goes. I don't know, with contemporary romance, I'm like kind of real middle of the road on most of those. But I do like one from time to time anyway. So I'm sure I'll enjoy it. The next one that I got, which was one, again, that was in my video of books that were coming in March, is Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. And I loved the sound of this one. It sounds like it's got so many different things built into it, like a family, and it's a bit of a thriller, and there's mystery and secrets, so mysteries built into it. And now it didn't sound like it was going to be a fast-paced book by any stretch. It sounded like it was going to take some reading, but I kind of thought, because I just read A Sea of Unspoken Things by Adrienne Young, and that, not a fast-paced book, but it was such a lovely book. And I just really enjoyed the emotional tug throughout the book and the story, the real character-driven story. And that sounds a lot like what this might be. So I felt that it being offered as book of the month was a sign. It says, Judy, buy me. So I bought it. Okay, so then the next one is, so these are the ones that I think I got in January or February, February, can't remember. Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. Again, never read a Gillian McAllister book before. And I believe this one, it says, one morning he's your husband. By nightfall, he's a criminal, and these are his famous last words. So the premise of the story is she wakes up and like it's a normal day, and then finds out that her husband is holding people hostage at gunpoint. Definitely a very interesting premise, I guess. So we'll give it a read and see what I think about it. Then the next one is the third book in the Ruinous Love Trilogy, Size and Sparrow. I have read the 2 previous books and wanted to get this one. I initially had it on pre-order as a paperback, which my other 2 are paperbacks. So I was like, you know what, Book of the Month had it, and as an add-on, it's not all that expensive for a paperback. It was actually cheaper than the paperback. So I thought, well, you know what? I will get this one, and I'm excited to finally read the Final Brothers story. So, should be fun. You know, it's the Murderous Trilogy, right? Or no, the Ruinous Love Trilogy. Should be the Murderous Love Trilogy, because, you know, they're all serial killers. Charming bunch of people. All right. So then the next one that I got that was offered with Book of the Month was Rebel Witch. And I do have the Heartless Hunter. Haven't read it yet. I really actually want to put that on my TBR. So probably at some point through the summer, I'm going to put it on. And I wanted to get the second book. I've heard the second book is really great. And that it ended fabulously, which I think is important, you know, when it's just 2 books, that they tie it up really nice. Little bow, perfect. So I did get that one. And then the last book of the month is Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. I've seen this one talked about quite a bit. I think Audrey from Chapter and Converse has mentioned this one quite a few times. And I do follow her religiously because she reads a lot of thrillers, mysteries, crime, that sort of thing. And that's my other favorite genre, you know. So, I think this is a novel about a man's wife goes missing, and the story is a year later. So I really did want to read this one. I think it's going to be a great book. Again, though, from the reviews that I've kind of garnered, is it might have a slight feel similar to Adrienne Young's type of writing and how the story flows, emotional story, character driven, that kind of thing. So very much looking forward to this. Okay, so we're going to now go through what I picked up that's romance. Now, I'm just looking here. One of the books that's in the pile, I actually read the arc of, and then I bought the print version because I have the other ones. So I'll explain that once I get to this. But now, most of these, you know, I'd say most of them, except for maybe 1, 2, maybe 3. Oh, I don't know, maybe half of them. I got through Book of the Month. I do get a lot of books. I mean, not Book of the Month, Book Outlet. I do get a lot of books through Book Outlet, and they're actually here not far from me. So I get my books shipped fairly quickly. And, you know, sometimes they have like a little black mark on them. This one had a little bit of a ding on the corner edges. Most of the time they're not damaged. I think I've had 1 or 2 that have been damaged. And one of them is going to be coming up in, I think, the thriller genre, and it was a hardback and it was damaged, but usually they are not damaged. And I usually take advantage of their sales. So they have special sales. Now in Canada, they're $7.99 a book. In the US, it's $5.99 a book. Obviously, exchange rate, all that wonderful stuff like that. But yeah, so that's where I got this one. It's Runaway Love by Melanie Harlow. Now, I know I've read Melanie Harlow books before. Can't say off the top of my head exactly which ones. I'd have to look through Kindle because that would have been where I would have read them. But I'm 100% certain I've read her books before. And this one, I think, is it's a new series, and I thought this was cute. I mean, you know, yeah, it's got the straight edges. I don't really care one way or the other, but I thought that the cover was cute, and you know, always good for new romance. I'll say, what does it say? Don't miss the best-selling small-town romance capturing readers' hearts, taking book talk by storm. Yes, I'm a single dad who needs a nanny for the summer, but hiring a stranded runaway bride who shows up on my doorstep in a wedding gown with no references, no skills, and no experience. No one is that desperate. Well, he hires. Obviously he hires her. Anyway, so that's one of the romances that I got. Then I did get God of Malice, dark romance by Rena Kent. I've seen this reviewed by so many people. Everybody loves this series. Now, I don't mind dark romance, but of course, I've only bought the first book. We'll see where it goes and how I feel about it. Now, typically, if I read a book on Kindle Unlimited, I don't have an issue DNFing it. I didn't pay for it, so I frequently DNF my Kindle Unlimited books. Typically, when I read them in print, it's not often that I'll DNF it. So the other thing is I do tend to get a little bit more into a book if I'm reading the print book. I don't know if that makes sense or not to you, but it's just that I just feel the characters more, and the reading it physically just tends to resonate with me a little bit more. So we'll see how it goes. It's the first one. It's going to go on my general TBR, and eventually it will get pulled and I'll read it. And until I do, I won't be buying any of the other ones until I have read this first one. And then we'll see how it goes. Okay, so Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, I have the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and it's on my April TBR. It will be on my April TBR because I put it on March for the Realmathon, Readathon, and I'm not going to get to it. So there's a certain section of the books that were in the March TBR are going to roll over into April. And the Pumpkin Spice Cafe is one of them. So Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, I got it for a good price. Did I get it? No, I don't think I did. Did I get it on Book Outlet? I have no idea because, I'm so confused. There's like too many books. I mean, the easy way is to look to see if there's a black mark, but there isn't always a black mark. So that's how come sometimes I'm not sure. Like I bought these two on Book Outlet. One's marked, one isn't. So what are you going to do? Anyway, that one, Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. I think it's like their small town spicy romances. And what is this? All it takes is a little bit of sugar and spice. That's always good to me. Okay, and they're like cozy, I think, too, which, I know it's contemporary, but I don't kind of mind cozy. Yeah, so these two, now I bought all of these. Luckily, I got, this one I bought, this one I bought Book Outlet. This one I bought Book Outlet. The middle one I got on sale on Amazon. So I read this first. I read this on Halloween, which it is a Halloween story. I enjoyed it, thought it was a lot of fun. So then the second one is called The Kiss Curse, and I already have that. It's on my shelf up there somewhere, and I got that. But I didn't have this physically. I read this in ebook. I know I'm jumping around a little bit. Sorry about that. I read it in ebook because I got it for free on BookBub. So, but I really enjoyed it. And because I had Kiss Curse in paperback, I wanted the original in paperback. So when it came up on Book Outlet, I grabbed it. But then this one also came up on Book Outlet. And I thought, well, I have Kiss Curse. I bought that one on sale on Amazon. So I thought to myself, well, I might as well buy the last one. And the last one is Christmas. So I will put this in to read for Christmas. The second one, I'm going to put that on my TBR sometime between now and the fall. Get that one read so that then I can read the last one for Christmas. And they're kind of like they're cozy paranormal romances. They're witches. So, you know, it's got a bit of paranormal in it and a little cozy and a little bit of spice. So that's why I thought it was a really cute story. So then the next one I've got is The Hero She Loves by Anna Hackett. Now, I actually did a feature author on Anna Hackett. Love her books. She writes almost entirely romantic suspense, which is my jam, 100%. So this is her new book in the Unbroken Hero series. I have read the majority of the series. I think the only one I haven't read is the one before this one, and I have it on my bookshelf. So when this one came out, I had to add it in. Her books are never super long, you know, like usually 230 pages. Most of them are about the same size, but always enjoy her books. Lots of spice in her books, which is great. And lots of suspense, which is also very good. Okay, so then this one is the one, I read the arc for this, and this is the third story in the Costa family series. And this one centers around Isabella, who is Isabella Costa. She's a sister. So I've read the two previous ones were the two brothers. Is it Enzo and Anthony? Enzo and Anthony. And this is this one. And then the final one, which is Constantine, which is the oldest brother, which I understand it's going to be a pretty thick book. I hope I get the arc for it. I'm crossing my fingers because I think it's supposed to come out in the summer. And I am on her arc team, so usually I do get them. But yeah, I loved it. So, of course, because I have the other physical books of this series, I bought this one. And also because I want to support Brittany because she is a brilliant author. Her romantic suspense books are the best. Absolutely love them. So had to get that one. And then the last one that I picked up was Hills of Shivers and Shadows by Pam Godwin. I have heard quite a lot about this particular book. I think it's a Why Choose? Yeah, she is abducted and taken to a remote cabin in Alaska under the mercy of 4 feral men. So it is a Why Choose. It is a chunker, okay? I mean, yeah, we're talking like a 600-page book. This is like reading one of the books in the Expanse series. This is that long. But I've heard so much about it, heard that it's wonderful. I think there's 3 books in the series, and I think the series is about the same woman and the same men. I mean, I could be wrong, but I wanted to give it a try. And it was on sale. I can't remember what it was, but it was like 30%, 40% off. So I picked it up because I had it on my Amazon wish list. Okay, so then the last ones that we're going to do are sci-fi. One is kind of sci-fi fantasy, and then I have one nonfiction. So these two here are the follow-up books to Planet Side, which I have read. I read that on Kindle Unlimited. Well, no, just regular Kindle, because I bought that one for, I don't know, 99 cents off BookBub. So when these came available on Book Outlet, I grabbed them, because these are the 2 follow-up books. Can't remember which one is which, but he is a military investigator, but obviously it's sci-fi, it's out in space, yeah, so aliens involved, all kinds of fun stuff like that. And I read Planet Side and I liked it well enough that I thought, well, when I saw these come available, because these I think were $4.99, $5.99, they were pretty cheap for the 2 of these because they're the pocket size ones. I don't typically like this size, but these are not too thick and they actually bend pretty good and they're pretty quick reads. So I'll give them a try. So those 2. Okay. And then this is one that was referred, somebody referred her to me, Becky Chambers. This is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. I think it was Kim. I will link her below. She recommended her, said that It's sci-fi, but it's like, it's been explained as like cozy sci-fi, a little bit of that. But I thought, well, I'll give her a try at this one. And I actually have another one that was on Book Outlet, The Long Way to, well, I'll be damned. It's the same book. I thought this was a different book. Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah, this one I got on Book Outlet. This is Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. It is exactly the same book. Oh my God. Okay, I'm an idiot. Oh, I mean, I like this cover. Way better than this cover. I actually, not a fan of this cover. This cover never would have attracted my attention. Obviously, this one did because I found it on Book Outlet, and I was like, oh, well, that's really good. And, you know, so I guess one of those will be going in my pile. I'll read the larger one. This one's way floppier, so way easier to read. So I will definitely 100% read this one. This one is probably going to go to the secondhand bookstore. Yeah, somebody else will get the joy of reading it. Then I picked up off of the Book Outlet Heavenbreaker by Sarah Wolf, and I liked the sound of this. So it definitely is sci-fi. It talks about they're fighting in some sort of suit of some sort, and but then there's a bit of a maybe horror in it because it says there's something inside the suit machine. I don't know. It just sounds like a very weird book, and I'm into weird. You know, I kind of like it, so I thought, well, I will give it a try because for a hardback, it was super cheap. So, and yeah, it has, you know, like kind of crazy printed edges and that sort of thing. But again, you know, that stuff doesn't, I don't care about that. But I just want a good book to read. Then the last one I bought this because it's Ask Not, the Kennedys and the Women They Destroyed by Maureen Callahan. And I have actually seen interviews with Maureen and gotten kind of snippets of what's in the book. And I liked the fact that this book centers around the women in the Kennedy family. Not like, yes, the men, but who were the women behind them? And I just really wanted to dig in and read about that. So I got that. I really hate these monster size stickers that they put at the back. Anyways, I did get it off of Amazon. It was on sale because I can't even remember what the price was that I paid for it, but I remember looking and going, oh, good price. I'll buy it. So I bought it. It's a hardback. Okay, so that's it for today. I don't have any other random books to share with you. I think that the next time you'll see me, we will be doing our crime thriller and mystery books, which is a fair size of books, but we'll get through them and it's going to be really great. So I will see you in the next video.